Welcome to JPL's Cuisine. And today I'm searching for the best corn cake recipe in today's McQuestest for the McBestest. If you don't know what corn cake is, long ago there was a restaurant called Chi-Chi's. And when you went there and you ordered, say, like a burrito or a taco or an enchilada, sometimes they give you some corn cake on the side. Now, it's not the same as cornbread, but it was kind of like a sweet and softer version of cornbread. And it was usually served with some sort of like scoop, like an ice cream scoop or something, instead of a square. And it was kind of like a nice, like somewhat sweet, like side dish. It wasn't exactly a dessert. I'm not sure what it was, to be honest with y'all, except it was delicious. So naturally, the first thing I tried was a mix that's sold by some sort of company that owns the Chi-Chi's brand or name or something. And for this recipe, you need a packet of the mix, a half a stick of butter, a can of creamed corn, which is like, I don't know, it's like a 15-ounce can or something, and just a bit of water. So, not too complicated. Now, I couldn't find these packets locally here in Texas, so I had to buy them in semi-bulk online, and they ended up being a little bit expensive at $1.93 per packet. You might be able to find it at a local store a little bit cheaper. I do remember when I was up north, I found a place that they sold the packets, and I think they were a little bit less than this, but that's before a lot of the inflation we've had lately. But using the packets, the instructions are real simple, and the result was very, very tasty. And it did remind me of what the corn cake was like, decades ago at Chi-Chi's. So, can't really go wrong with that. Now, the next recipe that I tried was from a website called Flavor the Moments. And for this recipe, you need corn flour, cornmeal, milk, butter, can of creamed corn, some baking powder, and some sugar and salt. Now, this recipe is more involved, but ended up being very tasty, and dare I say, slightly better than the Chi-Chi's packet recipe. Although, they're both really good. One note I made here was that I had to bake this for an extra 4 minutes, but that could just be my oven being old. Now, the third recipe I tried was Chef in Training, and this was almost identical to the Flavor the Moments recipe, but it used heavy cream instead of milk. And I really couldn't taste the difference, to be honest. I think they taste about the same. Now, the fourth recipe I tried was from Musings. And this recipe uses Jiffy cornbread mix, which simplifies things considerably. You just need cream-style corn, the box of the Jiffy cornbread mix, and some butter. Now, this costs about the same as the prior two recipes, but is much easier. However, the taste here wasn't quite as good to me. It didn't match what I remember from eating at Chi-Chi's long ago. So, it wasn't bad. I ate it, but, it just wasn't good corn cake. And the last recipe I tried was from food.com. And this recipe is a bit like the Musings one, but with sugar and 2 different cans of corn instead of 1. It's, sugar, cornbread mix, cream-style corn, and whole kernel corn, and then some butter. Now, I had to add about 7 minutes to the time. The cake was really loose in the middle otherwise. Although, I don't know, maybe I should have drained the whole kernel corn or something. Also, I used a whole tablespoon of sugar instead of half. I wonder if that affected the result. But in the end, this was way better than I would have thought. So now it's time for some conclusions. So the Chi-Chi's mix, you might be able to find that a little bit less expensive up north in stores. But the Chi-Chi's packets are, of course, really the most convenient and easy to make. Now, for the Chi-Chi's mix, the adjusted cost was $3.18, and it was pretty darn good. So there's that. Now, for Flavor the Moments and Chef in Training, both are really good. There's more of an upfront cost for all the ingredients, but per serving, they're actually the most affordable. It's easy enough to choose between them based upon whether you have either milk or heavy cream in your fridge already. Now, looking at the cost of these two, the Flavor the Moments recipe, the one with the milk, was $2.20, and then the Chef in Training was $2.31. But again, that's just because, heavy cream's a little more expensive than milk. But compared to the Chi-Chi's recipe, these two are actually pretty affordable. Now, the Musings was just okay. It was very affordable and convenient in that there are a few ingredients and few steps to follow. And then the food.com recipe was better, better than expected. Strangely, though, it actually ended up being the most expensive option on account of needing 2 cans of corn instead of 1. So the question is, of course, what's the McBestest? Now, no offense to Musings, but of the 5 recipes I tried, that's the only one that wasn't really to my liking. It was easy and low cost, but I think that maybe because the food.com one had sugar in it, maybe that's why I liked it more. But again, the Musings corn cake was not inedible. I gladly ate it all. It's just that I don't think it's a good approximation of the corn cake that Chi-Chi's used to have back in the day. It's just not close to the flavor. I think for convenience, the Chi-Chi's packets are the best bet. For the best taste and lowest cost, Flavor of the Moments are chef in training. And if you're up north someplace where you can't find corn flour, because I know when I was up north it's hard to find, the food.com recipe is probably a pretty good choice since it uses the cornbread mix. And, if you can't find corn flour or the Chi-Chi's packets, that's really the way to go. I suppose that's really all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more episodes from Jacques-Pierre Laurent's Cuisine. Stay tuned for more episodes from Jacques-Pierre Laurent's Cuisine. Veillez à